Our country's educational system is ineffective. Education in the majority of US schools needs to be reformed. Today, I'm going to talk about America's position in the world education rankings, what's wrong with our current education system, and what possible changes can be looked into and made. While the United States has some of the best colleges in the world, our K through 12 schools are very subpar in terms of education, and compared to most other schools with less resources and less funds than we have. And our schools are much worse than the schools with similar resources and similar funds. According to worldpopulationreview.com, we are ranked 34th in math, 13th in science, and roughly 6th to 9th in reading. Our system of teaching is inefficient and it is outdated. We force students to try to memorize facts instead of truly understanding what they mean, while also sometimes stressing them out by overassigning pointless work. When we do this, a majority of students may remember a fact for a test, but after the next day, they will have already forgotten the fact and they will have moved on to the next list of facts that they have to try and memorize. Because of this, many students never even truly learn or understand what they're being taught. This means that both the students and the teacher's time are wasted by using this inefficient way of learning. Students also have so many resources available that they either aren't allowed to or aren't taught to use. Most students know what Google and AI are, but how many of them can actually use both of them without receiving false information? Many teachers tell their students not to use AI because of its inaccurate information. And while it is true that a lot of the information from AI is inaccurate, we shouldn't just say to not use it, but instead instruct them on the right way to use it, and instead of looking for facts, look for resources with it. Now, how should we improve our education system? In the future, when these students aren't in school, but in the real world with every resource at their disposal, they won't need to remember trivial facts that won't do them any good. We should instead be getting them used to using different resources like the proper way. We need to prepare them for their future jobs by reworking the testing and grading system to be more focused on time efficiency rather than just memorization. But if someone who has a good memory can remember a lot of facts to speed up the process of a task, that's great. But the majority of students won't be able to do that, and they don't have the memory to do that. So instead, we should allow them to use whatever resources they like and they know how to use, and test them based off of time and how accurate their answers are. By doing this, we'll be measuring their efficiency over just their memorization or their memorization skills. We should be focused on teaching them skills such as critical thinking, and while also trying to develop their memory. But critical thinking is often lacked in students of both lower and higher education. And we should also look at what other schools in high education countries like South Korea and Japan are doing. Like they give their students more time or more breaks to relax, and instead of focusing on memorizing facts, they focus on students actually understanding what important subjects mean rather than just what word or phrase to write on a test and trying to memorize or remember that word or phrase. In conclusion, our current education ranking in the world is nowhere near what it needs to be and nowhere near satisfactory. For the amount of money and resources our country has, it needs to be a lot better. And our current education system is very inefficient and needs a lot of improvements. And those were just a couple of the ways to do it and start working towards. So education in the majority of US schools needs reform. So let's improve our children's learning.